Good morning, Sunday morning, Sunday morning. So apparently, Chicken Pickle put this one up 16 hours ago. So I'm assuming that Chantal did this particular live stream like yesterday. Um, I also don't know. Okay, so I watched Breezin' this morning. I was up really early because the pain in my leg's been pretty severe, you guys. So I was up pretty early and I was watching Breezin'. I watched most of her. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. I just cut out when she was gonna go to some other topic that I wasn't really interested in. But she showed, and it's kind of late in her stream. She showed some clipped footage of Chantel screwing up in a live stream where she said, I'm going to go home. And then she clipped that out of the version that's on her channel. So we don't know really what that means per se. Um, I'm going to go home. So I guess you don't live in that apartment. Is that Salah's apartment? And is that why some of the time you don't want to cam up, if you will, because you're in the other apartment? Sometimes, when people make jokes about themselves, there's some truth in it. And that was an interesting slip up. But let's see what this is about here. Let's go back.
What? What is this? She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love. The only one who can love this woman is a good Lord.
Chicken Pickle, did she sing this song? Like, does this come from something? Like, where did this come from? I've been very curious about this song for a long time. I know she's put a lot of really embarrassing things about herself online. And one of the things the Breezin was talking about today, which I have talked about in the past for weeks and weeks, is that she and Salah have some sort of humiliation fetish going on. And he likes to humiliate women. She likes to take the humiliation, right? Which also kind of mirrors the dynamic that is described that she had with Nader, right? So, all right, let's go.
She will never change, she will always do the same. Pathetic and insane. Pathetic. Very scary, but you don't care. Yeah, I'm telling.
Hello, little gherkins. Well, fasting Felicia ended her multiple-day rager by disclosing too much about her marriage, eating, and talking about her weight again. So all the things she has claimed she does not want to talk about and gets mad at us for talking about. Let's get right into it.
I don't know if
Yeah, you know what's funny? When I was on the phone, when I was Zooming with my boyfriend last night, we were talking about how there was another criminal caught in Florida, I think, recently, who just put it all up online. And, I think law enforcement has been a little slow to actually act on the kind of information that people are willingly loading online. But this woman is like putting it all out there. And there is, she could be in a lot of legal jeopardy. That was also part of Breezen's coverage, was a letter that was written kind of documenting some of the problems that she could have because she could not possibly, based on Kuwaiti law, be legally married to Salah, which means that they are not in a legal situation of living together, depending on if they actually live together. That's we don't know, because we like she's such a pathological liar that you can't really take her at her word. And he doesn't want to appear on screen anymore, probably because he doesn't want to get in trouble, right? Because his status could be in jeopardy as well, being that he is a refugee in that country and he is not a Kuwaiti national. So, all right.
I'm gonna stream the game tonight because Salah fell asleep, and he usually sets up the game for me. So if I can figure it out, but I usually stream from my bed and he's in there. I'm gonna stay up for Fajr and then I'm gonna go to bed for a few hours. I don't want to talk about drama, but whenever I say that, I know there's gonna be drama. Okay, I'm hot. I want this off my head and maybe just around my. I was watching your mama's stream, and they're all.
It's winter. It's winter. What do you have your thermostat set at? I know you've got the air conditioning running. Come on now.
Going at him, okay? All my haters. Oh, my kafia. They're all going at him. Because he calls out their BS, right? Even if we don't see eye to eye, he's still, like, even, it doesn't matter if he likes me or not. It remains the truth, what he says, that you're all a bunch of dumb hypocrites. So, I find it funny that Gorlick Incel has the nerve to come at me or him for views. So,
why, okay, if you don't want, these other React channels to make up names for you, why do you keep making up names for them? And honestly, who are you to talk about being an incel? When was the last time you had sex? Come on. You're not being real with us.
basically, Gorlick Incel apparently was making fun of, like, was saying he thought that I was buying subscribers because the amount of subscribers, 100,000, and the amount of my views, let's say an average maybe of 10K, doesn't coincide together. If you look at his channel, he has a channel of 100,000 subscribers, and he gets like 100, and sometimes like his latest video had like 150 views.
Okay, what's your point? Does this somehow absolve you from the fact that you participated in a sub-for-sub scheme to reach 100,000 subscribers? I'm genuinely not understanding what the point is here. This is the same defense.
Yeah, and on top of it, like, even when she got called out for it, she kept doing it. Because the numbers kept going up and down. People dropping, people coming in, up and down for all week, pretty much. And that was after she embarrassed that poor Arab woman who was trying to help her. So that's probably most of the downs. But I don't know, maybe YouTube's also doing some cleanup on her channel since she's getting close to being eligible. But at the same time, she's clearly like buying subs or doing some sort of sub for sub because it's spiking, right? The amount of new subs has really been spiking, and it doesn't match her trending of organic growth. Like, we do look at statistics, Chantal. Like, you can't just be like, bam, I got it. Here I am. 100K is so cool. Everything's going to be great now. I'm now at 100K. All right, if you say so.
As someone getting pulled over and telling the cop the other cars were going just as fast as I was.
Mm-hmm.
This is my daughter, Aya.
Dude, you're really gonna come? Number one, yo mama, like, don't come for him. He has like thousands. He has maybe what, like, how many subscribers does he have? 8K, 9K, and he still gets more views on your 100K channel. Like, you're such a moron. I can't stand that incel. Someone who simps for an abuser clearly hates women. So what else would I call him, right?
I mean,
Wow.
Do we need to get into what you did for that abuser? Do we need to talk about how you attempted to create a false alibi for that abuser? All of the times you defended him for what he was doing, how you lied for him while knowing he had pictures of women he was holding as blackmail. It might not be the best look for you to throw insults at someone when you've done the same, if not worse than you're admonishing them for.
I don't get 100.
Well, and that's not even what he did. I mean, I watched the videos that Gorlick Bread did, and he was just explaining the allegations that Natter and Dee Dee have against Chantel, basically. So he was just like, hey, they're bringing receipts, and they have audio recordings of her leaving messages, and so he was just covering the story, for fuck's sake. So, and yeah, what the hell is Yo-Yo Ma trying to do in this? He looks like a Howard Stern knockoff. He looks like a Jimmy Dore knockoff. He's like a disgusting personality in this community of stories.
50 viewers. El Israel. I hate incels, Lizzie. Gorlick incel.
Your best friend is an incel. Sorry, Pete's. She hates you.
And I love how every time they get called out on something, they're like, oh, well, let's play Cuba Rage, or let's play Pumped Up Kicks. Like, deflection. I'm talking about videos, El Israel.
Deflection from what? Deflection from what? Are you talking about, like, if people reference your history, they're deflecting from, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is literally, like, people reacting to your content because your content is so freaking bad that the only way it can be enjoyable to anybody is if we add our own flavor to it. And you're like, oh, well, you can't talk about the past. I'm sorry. You can't. Oh, we can't? we can't bring these things up? All right, then.
And I don't care. 400 is good for me. I don't give a crap. Crazy that he implied you planted a negative perception of Nat Turd into all of our minds. Like, your words have so much power, but second you talk about your abuse story, all of a sudden your world is invalid. I know. I don't care. These people are so irrelevant. They're stupid.
The Beezers may be the dumbest people on the internet.
Wow.
Do I ever leave the house without Salah? No, not really. Not really. He's the driver, so... No.
Well, you've got the beach right across the street. Are you incapable of walking down there? Is that why you decided to have the bed-bound arc, as you call it?
Salah was sitting on the couch earlier to play his game. He had a friend over, and I just stayed in the room because, I don't know, I don't hang out with his guy friends with him. Like, that's a different part of the culture, I guess, Men and women don't really socialize together.
It may be part of the culture, and I'm not trying to talk down on that, but I'd be so uncomfortable if I had to go to my room every time my partner had a male friend over.
Salah is handsome as man. Yeah,
Well, and I don't believe it, because I know a lot of Muslim people in my own community, and they have never made it impossible to fraternize at, like, social things, like parties, whatever. Like, I literally went to what's called, I think it's called the Peace Center in, I think it's Tustin. It's in Tustin. And it was during Ramadan a few years back, like 2019 or something like that. Men and women all in the same room together. We're sitting there with our shoes off on the floor, having a meal because the sun had set, and the date, we had the date. So it's not like I'm totally unfamiliar with how this goes, but the idea that you have to be completely separated from all other men is just bullshit. That is not true.
Is the handsomest, I think, for sure.
He's not. Oh my God.
I never went for, like, looks with a partner. I don't think, I used to pick partners. I was never, each partner I've had in my life, like, I wasn't initially attracted to them. Actually, I was planning on running.
Wow.
with Milan, when I first saw him, I was like, I'm not attracted to him. But he grew on me, So, Salah, yeah, he's definitely...
She's literally saying that because he wrote something to Kai Bella about how she was much larger than he expected when he saw her get off the plane. Give me a break.
I saw him and I was like, wow. Yes. Handsomest man.
Mm-hmm.
I know damn well the woman that looks like a warm fart is not talking about other people being unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
Chantal, you told us Nader was an Adonis. Your type is anyone that has a dick. If they agree to blow that wide back out, they are immediately your type.
Why did you marry Salah as soon as you got to Kuwait on tourist visa? Marriage is not possible. Yeah, it is possible. So basically, like, if you watch my courthouse wedding, what happened is basically, technically, yeah, you're not supposed to be able to. but you can appeal to the court. So we had to go to the courthouse a few times. We had to bring some witnesses. We had help and from people, you know, who know the inside of the court and stuff. We got married right away because we can't legally be together sleeping in the same place if we're not married. And the thing is that you can pick like a date. It's so weird. You can say, okay, I want this to be the date of our marriage. Like when you go to get married and sign the documents, it's very not the same. Like with some legal processes, there's a little bit of leeway with certain things. I don't know how they do it, but
I'm sorry. Are you saying that you could alter your legal documents to have a different date than the actual action took place on? I mean, it seems like, especially with this latest like YouTube thing, that communication that came out that looks like it was forged, right? Looks like, allegedly, whatever. It seems like you kind of have a history of photoshopping some shit.
So let me just get this part straight. You are admitting here that someone, or multiple people that Salah knows, assisted you both with getting married while you were on a tourist visa. You have no clue how they did it, but you went along with it. So how do you know it's legal?
Every time I get in the water, it's a new challenge.
I'm falling into their trap. I don't care because, well, yeah, Carolina, I know, but for this particular thing, like I've already like explained that. I thought like in the video with our courthouse marriage or a live stream around that, you know. But other than that, I won't say anything. So yeah, we got married a different way, basically. It's in my videos. It's like our courthouse marriage, where we come out with the paper. Yeah, they're gonna make up stupid conspiracies, but they don't know. They have no proof of nothing, and they don't know anything. So you can get around things in the Middle East. It's not like you have to literally follow the book. For some things, yeah. Like, I guess it's kind of like a legal loophole. It's not like a loophole. Like it's still legal. Like we're legally married, but it's just a different process.
Okay.
That's all.
Is everyone taking notes?
Right.
There's a loophole that's not really a loophole for her to be 100% legally married, and it's a process she and Salah had help with, but she doesn't even really know what they did.
Right.
And whenever we moved in here, we had to show her like marriage paper because it's a family's only building. So we had to be married.
But if there's a loophole for marriage, I'm assuming there's a loophole for this as well. All you're proving is that all these rules and laws you claim are ironclad can actually be manipulated if you know the right people.
Yep.
Even driving around, and like I was still depressed. I mean, we do go out, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like spend days where I just like stay in the house, and like I don't know. If I feel like going out, I can, no problem. You know, even Salah, like most mornings or most days will be like, "Do you want to go anywhere?" And sometimes I'm like, "No." I don't know. Just depends on how I feel. My mental health is not the best sometimes, you know.
I would feel confident saying the only time Chantal leaves that apartment is when she shows us in a vlog, which is very rare.
They're going to take it as you did it illegally. No, it's totally legal. You can't trick the court. You can't.
Okay.
How can it be an illegal marriage if they give you like the documents? You know what I mean? They ask you like for all your. They would know that I'm on a tourist visa. You know. So yeah, it's 100%. 100% legal.
Sure it is.
Well, I mean, they're they're such experts in the law of Kuwait that, you know, on one hand they say we can't legally be married, but then don't they recognize that we can't legally live together either? You know, like.
I admit I know absolutely nothing about the laws in Kuwait, other than what I've learned here. What I do know is that Chantal's story has changed multiple times. I also know that people who are extremely familiar with the visa processes have said her stories make absolutely no sense.
It's going to be my last shisha. That sucks. Because I'm definitely not going to smoke for Ramadan, and I'm trying to get ready for Ramadan. Usually when I do housework, I listen to like streams or something else, music. I'm trying not to. And so in preparation, you know, for Ramadan and just like learning more, I basically started listening to lessons about the Quran.
How long do you think Chantal will last not smoking shisha during Ramadan?
They're probably talking about my marriage details, which I've already talked about.
She'll just smoke it after dark, probably.
Before I said that we had a different way of getting married. You know. Thanks, Bex. I mean, it is legal because Salah knew about it. Like, he apparently looked it up somehow and saw that it was possible, so. Because I was concerned about that, like, how on a tourist visa, basically, you know.
Did she just say something is legal because Salah knew about it? Here's the thing. She's making these smug remarks about people on Twitter or reaction channels talking about how she got married and claiming she's talked about it before. No, You've done this before. You sit and give very vague answers that leave a lot of room for interpretation, and then get mad when the people that watch you try to put those pieces together. Had Chantal not entertained this conversation again, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now.
No, they're in Arabic. So, they basically had to like read it out to me before I signed it. Remember I told you in the video, the judge was like, confused that I didn't have a father here, you know? And I was like, no, my dad is not in my life. And they were like, oh, kind of looked at me like, that's sad. But also kind of like, just change the subject because they don't like to be in people's personal business. Like people are very, like to keep their privacy in the Middle East, you know? So
Chantal signed a contract that she could not read? This isn't surprising. Chantal is stupid.
why do they care so much about your marriage? Like they act like it affects their life. Exactly. I don't get that. Or like the visa status or anything like that.
Because you're talking about it. Let me preface my next statement by acknowledging some channels or viewers absolutely do get too involved in Chantal's life. More than I personally would. However, I will never understand this argument she tries to make, that we are somehow invasive for simply discussing the things she's talking about on a live stream. She could have easily done exactly what she demanded of Pete's just a few days ago. She could have ignored this question in her chat, and nobody would be talking about her marriage right now.
It's complicated, Moonshine. It's like a process to finally have the paper made, but you can still be married, but just...
No, she wants to, though. She wants this to remain a topic of conversation. That's why she keeps bringing it up. Yeah, I don't think people were really saying much about it before she did this live stream and brought the whole thing back up again.
The actual document is different. I know it's complicated, but whatever, that's how it is. I would be interested in the formalities for a cross-cultural marriage when the parties are from different countries. Yeah, well, basically, Rose, that's, like, what I explained is basically how it went down, you know? Like, we were in a room, like, there's, like, a whole courtroom. I showed it in the video. Then they call you back, and then this is to get your, like, your certificate. So, yeah. And that's when we got the, like, official papers, and I don't know.
Wait, hold on. She literally just said it takes a while to get the official documents, and then in the next sentence said you get the documents immediately. Also, if she had to wait to get the paperwork, how could they move in together in this specific apartment if she had to show her marriage certificate? Now I've never been good at math, but this math isn't mathing.
Yeah.
We had our, like, witnesses, and then, there was, like, two judges at, like, sitting down at, like, it looked like a conference room. And that's when they, like, brought forth Salah, asked him some questions, asked him to pay some money. It's called a mar. I forget how to say it. But, like, when you get married, like, in a, I don't know, like, as Muslims, that's basically what you have to do is, like, the husband pays money, and he has to give you money, basically, like, during the marriage, and then if you divorce, and it has to come from, like, his business account. Like, it can't be from mine, so I didn't pay. I know what people are going to think. Usually, Rose, like, the woman's dad would have to be there, I think. But it was like a courthouse, so it wasn't like... There's a one place you go to if you're getting married, like a Muslim marriage. And then there's, like, the other official, like, legal courthouse, which is where we went.
I thought you said it was a courthouse. Now you're saying it's not. Now it's just a religious marriage. That it's not like a courthouse marriage, a legal marriage. Now you're changing up your story again.
So it's a bit different.
Really, I just think everything she explained here just adds credibility to the fact that they got a misyar marriage. It is legal, but there are some differences. I'd love to know if anyone more familiar with Kuwaiti law can give more context on if someone can get a misyar marriage while on a tourist visa.
He ain't coming back ever. Yeah, he might like to be in my streams once in a while, but has he been shamed off the internet? No. He just wants to stay off. I mean, you know. But funnily enough, I want to go to Qatar and, like, explore it more. I want to go to Morocco. We want to go to maybe Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, all the, like, Gulf countries, because we can drive to the Gulf countries. I want to go to Iraq and Iran. So much culture there.
Wow, good luck
We stand
with
an Iraq
that.
road trip. Kurdistan. No, it's not.
Dude, oh my god. Like, she wants to go to these countries where she's Canadian born and she has no right to be in those countries either, and they're far more hostile than Kuwait is. She has a death wish, you guys.
You just want me to get kidnapped. I think I would be safe because I would be with my husband, who's Syrian, and I'm also Muslim, so I don't think I would have a problem.
Okay, first of all, your husband absolutely was shamed off the internet. But also, who is going to kidnap you, Chantal? I guess that's one benefit of being built like a refrigerator. They would have to hire an entire moving company to get you in the back of a van. And if you're relying on Salah for protection, you might as well just turn yourself over to the enemy, because that man could not fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
He doesn't appear on vlogs. He's just taking a break from the internet, age-old. Too much drama for him, I think. I don't know. He's also busy with other things.
What do you mean you don't know? We all know. He ran like a coward after we found out he has a poop fetish, wants to grape women, and wants to teabag a crucifix. Stop acting like he's busy. He's hiding like the bitch he is. And
Well, he's not. It's not just that. I mean, initially, she's the one who said that she made him delete all of his internet accounts. So she's had a lot of control over this situation of keeping him off the internet. And now is like, oh, honey, please just show that you exist by bringing the hamster downstairs.
anyway, she then uploaded this mukbang. She allegedly weighed in and shows her blood sugar reading. Let's do a very quick recap, because out of a 20-minute video, all but about 4 minutes was her just shoveling the food in like it was going to run away.
Oh, we gotta do this.
She's going to tell us how healthy this 1,200 calorie meal is, and that should tell you everything you need to know about Chantal's nutritional knowledge.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, welcome back to another video. Today I have some food that I'm gonna have with you for dinner. So I hope you have grabbed your dinner and are going to eat dinner with me. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Bismillah. I'm not wearing my ring today because I do not want the chicken grease to get on it. I'm sure you can understand. So yes, and I'm au naturel right now, kind of halfway. So here I have some chicken breast, one pita, some rice with potatoes I made myself. It's like tomato rice with potatoes. I have some hummus here, and some fattoush salad, and some pickles, and some greens, and some yogurt. So yes, let's dig right in. I'm so hungry.
Even such small changes could make a difference for Chantal with these meals. She's a diabetic who shouldn't be eating a ton of carbs. She could have easily left the potatoes out of the rice. It's such an unnecessary addition for no reason.
I had an amazing day. Every day on this earth is amazing. I prayed Fajr this morning early, and then I went back to bed for a bit, and I slept like on and off throughout the day, kind of like in between prayers, because I was just like, I don't know, kind of low energy, and I was fasting for the day, so I didn't eat until now. Like, this is my first meal.
To give some context, the live stream we just recapped, she ended because it was time for Fajr, which I believe is almost 5 a.m. She immediately went back to bed. She always says she's fasting, which I guess is technically true. She's likely not eating while she's sleeping, which could actually be argued. This is Chantal after all. But she's not intentionally fasting. She's just counting the time she's sleeping as a fast.
I don't think that I'll eat anything else. I do want to share my weigh-in. And my blood sugar reading. Because I'm going to kind of...
So I'll cover that again. The grams on that, the kilograms on that scale translates to approximately 350 pounds. Because a lot of people have been reporting it differently. But I looked it up on Google while I first watched this particular mukbang. And yes, the blood sugar is still high and has never been within a normal reading.
Go back to using my YouTube channel as kind of just a diary for health, my life. So I'm a bit back up there in weight.
If I'm not mistaken, the last weigh-in we got was February 2nd, where she claimed she was 345 pounds. Almost exactly 1 month later, she's 350. Considering she was almost completely bedridden for most of the month and ate absolutely horribly, I find this hard to believe. Also, a fasting blood sugar of 10 is very high.
My plan is I'm gonna try to do what I did the last time that I lost a little bit of weight, and basically try to eat substantial home cooked healthier meals to keep away the binge eating.
Well, you're binge eating right now, and it's not a healthy meal. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I found that was the most effective. I just didn't keep it up long enough. But
You didn't keep it up at all. You were eating horribly then, too, and nobody believed you lost 22 pounds like you claimed. But you do what you need to do, girl.
so yes, that's what I'm gonna try to do. Again, my rice is portioned up today,
Is it?
so I'll try my best to keep up with the weigh-ins and not get frustrated and clam up when I don't feel like sharing.
Buckle up, girls. We're back in phase 1 of the cycle.
So that's what I'm going back to.
Dude, somebody needs to get that chick a booster seat so she doesn't look like a toddler in a high chair. This is so ridiculous that she is got her full arms on the table and is like just arching her entire body towards the food. Like she has absolutely no table manners whatsoever. Her hands are all over that food. It's really gross. And she has utensils. She has a serving spoon and one of those giant salad forks that you use to scoop out the salad.
Trying to drink just water or low-calorie drinks. Basically, the real killer is regular soda, right?
I don't know that the soda is the real killer in this case. You're eating off of a full serving platter that is as wide as your shoulders with a literal serving spoon. It might possibly be the portion sizes.
Sometimes I may not eat something super healthy, or it may happen that I fall off. In that case, I'm going to try to get right back on and not just like go on a couple weeks long bender. This is what I usually do.
Wow.
Another really good thing another thing that I find very effective in helping with binge eating is having well-rounded meals. So even this meal, if you notice, has like a bit of every food group: dairy, vegetables, carbs.
Yeah, except that you're not scooping out normal portion sizes. You're quite literally like eating the entire thing, right? Like, so you've got Greek yogurt there, full fat, and you're just like you're gonna clear it. You've got hummus there that should be served out as a dip for multiple people. You're gonna clear that. This is why it's difficult to watch your mukbangs, because for those of us who have like normal appetites, and it's vomitous watching you eat, how messy you are, how you're hunched over the table like that, like ogre, really. Like, it's just like I mean, what you're doing in these mukbangs is clearly for feeders. It's not for the rest of us. The rest of us are like, hey, so has she figured out the marriage thing yet? Hey, has she figured out what she's gonna do with her content to make it more interesting? You know, is she gonna like join a choir or something? Is she gonna start using the gym membership that they got last year and like start swimming around that pool? It's and that story she told on the other live stream where she was doing the mukbang with the Alfredo sauce, that was disgusting. Oh my god, that was so gross to look at that too. Whew. She invents a story on that one of losing her phone while they were shopping for gym clothes and equipment, right? And also of letting out a large hiccup and burp that was so loud it startled everybody in the mall, right? Unicorn Pondu pulled up the video that he covered from last year where they did that shopping trip, and there is absolutely no mention of those events. That was completely invented, and so she's got some, I can only assume she's got some feeders on the side who are asking her to do very specific things on screen. And somehow she's getting some, I don't know if it's like PayPal or Venmo or what's happening here, but she's getting something on the side.
Protein and fats, because there's olive oil in this hummus. So that's why if I were to eat just like one food group, like just the chicken, I would probably be binging later. Or just the rice.
You know what would be really helpful? Therapy. Professional help.
Seriously.
Literally anything other than enchilaing your way through binge eating disorder.
Now, everyone's system is different, so I can't speak on anyone else, and I'm not trying to. But for me, that's what seems to keep me from not binge eating. I'm not saying it completely.
But you are binge eating right in front of us. So, like, how can you even have this sort of lecture? You're binge eating right in front of us with this mukbang.
Eliminates urges, because the urges are not only biological hunger, but it does definitely help.
If your methods worked, you wouldn't cycle back to binging on fast food in 2 days. You know what? Why am I even saying this?
Yeah.
She's gonna do what she does.
I might have some tea later. And a date or two. I love dates, they're so good if you really want something sweet.
We know damn well you had more than dates. Aren't the dates the ones that are covered in white chocolate that she's been eating every single live stream that she claims are for guests? Anyway, Chantal has proclaimed over and over recently that she will not be talking about her marriage, her health, or her weight, but won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
She'll say the reaction channels, specifically in this case probably milk tea, are vultures, and it's none of our business, while she absolutely will not shut up about it. Anyway, it looks like as I'm finishing editing this, she has gone live with some clickbait title about how we aren't going to believe this. So I'm sure I'll see you all very soon. See you later, little gherkins.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I guess I missed that. Let me capture the link here on this one. And let me pause here for a second and see if Chicken Pickle put something else out yesterday. Well, I don't see anything new on her channel. So, perhaps she's still editing whatever else she was doing yesterday. I don't know. I was zooming with my boyfriend yesterday and watching SNL. So I missed whatever the hell was happening. But oh my god, even I hate having to cover stuff twice, but like, okay.